box, Pac-Man. Hey everyone, to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Pac-Man, it's Pac-Man World! Wait, is that really the storyline of this game? It kind of is, isn't it? Pac-Man's friends and family are all taken to an island where horrible experiments are conducted upon them and he has to fight ghosts to save them. That sort of is the plot to this game, but instead of calling the A-Team, Pac-Man shows he has the cojones and goes it alone. For he is Pac-Man, and this is his world. This is Pac-Man World for the original PlayStation, the 20th Anniversary Edition, released in, 1999 or 2000, celebrating the 20th anniversary of Pac-Man in 1980. Well, the 20th anniversary was celebrated in 2000, commemorating the 1980 release of Pac-Man, a revolutionary game worth celebrating. Just recently, we celebrated the 350th anniversary of Pac-Man. That was awesome. I'm recording this in the future right now. I'm working ahead in my schedule, and just in case you're wondering, the future is so bright, you have to wear laser beam shades to kill off the alien swarms that are attacking us. Boo! Boo! Get away from me! The future's like Galaga, except awesomer. I had a party a couple decades ago celebrating the 300th anniversary of Clean Sweep on the Vectrex. All the hot cyborg women came. It was so cool. We stayed up until the 25th hour of the day and got hammered playing Revenge of Shinobi. It was so much fun. Anyway, back to the past. Let's get back to Pac-Man World. And I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this game in the past. At least I did back then. What the hell year is it? 1907. Really, I'm not usually a fan of taking arcade classics and forcing them into goofy 3D, but they've done a really nice job with the gameplay in Pac-Man World. It's a very clever, well-produced, challenging side-scroller. The hate side of my relationship, maybe hate is too strong a word. I'll just say I was never able to grasp the controls. It's very difficult for me to figure out where Pac-Man is in this 3D world, because it's basically a 2D side-scroller, but not exactly. It's kind of shifted into 3D, with automatic camera and perspective controls that are slightly off from what we're used to these days, at least back in the year 2010. So I constantly kept jumping and bouncing off of things that I did not intend to, and found that infuriating. But I have absolutely no patience. But for fans of platformers somewhere in between 2D and 3D, I have to recommend this because it's very well made and it's very clever. If you can handle the controls. Some people will have absolutely no problem with that. I'm sure some of you have played this game and are like, what's wrong with the controls? But if you just jump into this without having played it or without spending a lot of time memorizing the levels, it's difficult to tell where Pac-Man is. Is he just about to fall off the edge of something, or are you actually jumping and landing on what you're aiming for? Sometimes it takes trial and error. I don't really like that. I really like to know for sure where I'm going to land when I'm jumping. And that applies to video games as well. It's not you though, it's me. It's really a patience thing. I just don't have the patience to put up with playing through a level for 10 or 15 minutes, getting everything, really thinking I'm doing a great job, and then just fall off the edge of it 6 times in a row and die. And have to do it all over again. To me, that's just the end of it. But if you have the patience, if you have the time, if you'd like to see a very clever take on Pac-Man moved into a pseudo 3D side-scrolling platformer, Pac-Man World is very well produced, and it's long too. Surprisingly, it doesn't even look dated. It didn't even look dated back in 2010. Yeah, it's a bit choppy and pixelated, but you can forgive that. It's just PlayStation 1. Throw it in your PS3 and enjoy some bright colors. They don't put them in new games very often. I mean, considering we live in a burned-out wasteland right now. My gosh, back in 2010 they still had trees and water. We have to live by melting down rocks to drink them.
As you've probably noticed, you run around as Pac-Man and smash enemies and breakable things by bouncing on them, and then you can collect fruit which you use to unlock doors and collect letters and push buttons that move platforms and do other things. It's a pretty solid, well-made platformer. I don't like the controls, but don't let that stop you from buying it if you think it looks cool. It's super affordable now. You can telepathically download it from the... Oh, wait. I'm sorry, back in 2010 or around there, you have to use the internet. That's back when the internet still existed, wow. Before it turns into that giant monster and tries to kill everybody. Those are fun years. Hiding from killer hunters and piles of skulls. Good times. 2032, anyone remember? No, you guys weren't there then, huh? Well, it's fun, you'll enjoy that. So, thanks to Andrew in Clairton, Pennsylvania for the donation. Just a tip, you might want to be out of the quote-unquote country in 2032. Off-world colonies. Definitely check them out. That's Pac-Man World, and don't worry if you're afraid that you're going to have to witness some scene where Ms. Pac-Man's severed head is in a box or a bag. You don't have to worry about that because since her entire body's a head, it neatly fits into a bag.